Hi, friends. This is Mangalaprathaban, and I'm going to talk to you today the benefits of self-directed learning. Most of us do not really imply the need for self-directed learning. Some of us look for self-directed learning. A few of us advocate self-access learning or self-directed learning on cell occasions with our learners. Friends, it's quite important for our learners, especially advanced learners, to think about self-directed learning. Why is it so important for them to have some idea about self-directed learning? It is essential for them to explore further areas, to get to know about, say, for example, the nuances of phonology, or for that matter, even phonetics. And apart from that, they could also get to know more about the syntax variations. And I would always say your repertoire of the language goes up, or rather, your word bank increases only if there is a specific focus on what you need to know. And remember, you need guidance and support from your peers to enhance your knowledge or your skills. But remember, language learning is a process in which you tend to really acquire several nuances on a day-to-day basis. You read, understand, and get to know more about how language operates as a system of structures. But at the same time, you also tend to see how different people express different, ideas, or rather, even the same ideas expressed differently by different people. So there's multiple perspectives on the same idea, or rather, multiple expressions on the same idea could be analyzed. I would always say, look at language with a prism of indigenous expressions, or rather, culturally customized expressions, and see how these variations in dialects, say, for example, the Australian dialect and the American dialect, what sort of variations do we find? And these variations could be useful if there is self-directed learning, and learner could possibly go into that particular area, do some research, understand about it, make use of it, and watch a few film clips or audio clips or radio programs or online radio programs or video presentations, etc. So this is how self-directed learning is going to really channelize the focus of the learner to explore things further. I would also say the core inputs of learning could be enhanced when the learner has interest to travel beyond the limitations of the course in general. Say, for example, if you're doing a course on your proficiency development, and if you are going to learn only the collocations given by the course teacher, and there is no possibility of exploring further, I would always say you could spend some more time to think about common collocations, everyday collocations, collocations in business English, etc. So you get to know more about it. And it is always true that we think in terms of thematic orientations or the register that we get to know. So my suggestion for those who adopt self-directed learning is to make sure that they spend a lot of time on micro-learning specific areas. So make a list of areas which you can concentrate on your own, have a list of micro-learning areas, and you keep working on it. And it is always easy to find ways and means to adopt yourself to, the changing paradigms of language use. And language is a dynamic system. It is not a static system. It keeps changing every year, every day for that matter. So what are you going to do? You need to listen to new samples of language from each dialect. And what you have to think, is how these changes are being taken forward. Sometimes the standardized testing systems may not adapt these changes so easily, but we are expected to make use of it in our day-to-day usage. So that's very important for us. So we need to really identify the core areas of change happening in the language, and learn several samples. Besides all these, I would always say interact with the peers, listen to the linguists or the people who analyze language. I would always say you can even listen to the finest uses of the language, and that would possibly change the way you learn about the language and apply all that you've learned in real-time communication. And I hope this particular video should have been useful for those who are interested in self-directed learning. And remember, I would always say you learn by doing, right? You don't just learn to learn by looking at the instructions alone. No, you do it, you learn it, and try to modify it, change it in case you don't really find it easy. Ask the support of the peers, or create a network of learning groups or learners or teachers, and then you change. And I wish we can do the same. Let's discuss this further in detail in case we have any other forum where we can discuss this. Hope to see you in the next video. Please subscribe this particular video and share it with your friends and family. Thank you. Good luck to you. Bye-bye.